All right, welcome in, everybody. It is Show Pony Live. We are live here on YouTube and Twitter and all those good places. My brand new podcast. It is great to have you alongside. Welcome in. I'm sure you've heard me on Full Ride, on Sirius XM, on College Sports Radio. If you are new, then hello. I've been a 20 plus year sports talk veteran. I've done college sports almost exclusively, 11 of those years with Rick Neuheisel on Sirius XM. Lots and lots and lots of college football and college basketball and a little college baseball mixed in between and softball and all that good stuff. So it is awesome to be here today. I encourage everybody, if you want to look behind the scenes, if you want to get closer to me, go to showponymedia.com, subscribe for free today. I got a newsletter and all that stuff, and we'll talk more about all the things that I'm up to, but let's talk about some football. What a crazy day today. Kind of sitting around, and I'm thinking about, what am I going to do on the show? What are we going to do today? What's going to be the big plan? I was thinking mostly NFL draft. I was guessing that was likely what I was going to do. But then guess what happened? Craziness happened. We find out that Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback of Texas Tech, and I was just looking at a mock draft this morning from CBS. Where did they have Sorsby? They had Brendan Sorsby. I wrote this down. They had him somewhere pretty damn high, actually. Well, I had it somewhere. Did I knock it off the damn table? I don't know where it went, but I had it somewhere. Yeah, Sorsby was the number 8 pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 8. So this is an issue. And what's going on with Brendan Sorsby? Well, apparently Brendan Sorsby's got a gambling addiction. According to Pete Thamel, this happened earlier today. This guy has been making all kinds of bets. He said Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby is checking into a residential treatment program for a gambling addiction. He's under NCAA investigation in the wake of the discovery of Sorsby making thousands of bets via a gambling app. How crazy is that? Now, a couple of things. I'm going to say it's crazy because it sucks for Texas Tech. And I honestly think it kind of sucks for the kid as well. If we're going to be completely honest, if we're going to be completely transparent, it kind of sucks for the kid as well. I mean, what did we think was going to happen? Honest to God, in the society that we live in today, in this world that we're living in, where, hey, I go on ESPN and I watch any show. I could be watching whatever show's on, any game, anything. And guess what I'm going to see? Bet. Constantly. And you know what else? If I go on the radio, bet. If I go online, bet. BetMGM and now Fanatics and FanDuel and DraftKings, and you're just bombarded by it. So is Brendan Sorsby any different than a lot of people that I know who love to gamble? Not really. Problem is, the guy's got an addiction, and he's a top-flight quarterback. And here's what sucks. Here's what's so wild about it. Think about for Texas Tech. Texas Tech spent a fortune to get this kid away from Cincinnati. We're talking a multi-million-dollar investment. And Texas Tech is oozing, absolutely oozing with money, okay? Texas Tech has plenty of cashola. They got lots and lots and lots of it. Why? Oil. It's like the Beverly Hillbillies. Oil, that is. Black gold, Texas tea. I mean, seriously, that's exactly what it is. And I'll tell you what, man. When you look at the world of oil, when you look at what it's been able just to pump in, and I'm talking abso-freaking-lutely, just pump into Texas Tech, double eagle energy. Woo, fly like a double eagle with the oil and make it rain on Texas Tech and Joey McGuire. That's what they did. Remember Baron Morton last year in the playoff game? I forget who they were playing. Maybe it was Oregon or something like that. They couldn't score. They sucked. They were trash. They were not effective scoring at all. They couldn't do anything. Their defense was elite. You just saw David Bailey got picked number 2 by the Jets. You saw Jacob Rodriguez go in the second round. They had studs. They paid handsomely. They made it rain oil money. Cody Campbell and John Sellers and those boys, those big money boosters, made it rain. Let me tell you what, big time. Absolutely made it rain. And they went out there, and Brendan Sorsby was like the Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza a year ago was the number 1 transfer quarterback on the market. And Indiana went and got him. And God bless Indiana. Now, did we think he was going to have the year that he had? Did we think he was going to be the Heisman Trophy winner? Not so much, right? Not exactly the case. But Fernando Mendoza ended up being the number 1 draft pick and ended up having a banner year, whipped the hell out of Alabama in the Rose Bowl. They, won the game over Miami on Miami's home field. He did everything he could, and he did it with a chip on his shoulder. That was a guy that was under-recruited, couldn't get a damn scholarship from Mario Cristobal. Couldn't get a scholarship from the guy. And now you see Fernando Mendoza where he is. But Brendan Sorsby's supposed to be him. And now we find out he's got a gambling addiction, and he's not Pete Rose. He's not betting on himself. I mean, none of that's going on. This guy was betting on, he was betting on Reds games. And he was going to games and betting on balls and strikes and all kinds of stuff. The guy's just like any other person who can't put down one of those damn apps. You know who he is? Somebody who needs to call the red line. You know the red line that pops up on every app? If you have a gambling addiction, call 1-800 blah, blah, blah. It's something that it's obviously very, very common. Very, very common. It happens. And so this kid got caught up in it, unfortunately. But now for Texas Tech, they got a quarterback problem. They've spent a ton of money on the roster. They believe as long as we're living in the wild, wild west, they can go out there and buy themselves close to a national title. They got close this year. They had the defense to do it. Bailey and Rodriguez is the anchors. Rodriguez, as good of a linebacker as existed in the country. They certainly had the guys to do it. But the offense stunk. Baron Morton was adequate. He wasn't good. So they went out and got the top guy who was supposed to light the world on fire and be a top 10 draft pick and do all these beautiful, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things. And it just didn't work out that way because now we have a gambling problem that's in front of us. So what do we do with it? What does this kid do? He's taking time away. He's going to a gambling rehab program. You saw what Thamel said earlier. A residential treatment program. Joey McGuire says they're standing by the kid. They got to hope that he gets better, but there's going to be a close eye on him, certainly. Everything he does now, considering he's a, quote unquote, a gambler, is going to be under massive scrutiny. I don't think there's any question about that. Now there's going to be that stigma and people are going to wonder on every throw. I mean, it just is a headache. They freaking don't need at Texas Tech. They don't need that. This is a program that has put itself in a position to contend as, honest to God, in the world of NIL, Texas Tech's a modern day blue blood. Look at the evidence. Look at the football program, the basketball program, baseball, softball, Najee Kennedy. I mean, they got the goods. They got the oil money. They got black gold. That's what they got. They got lots and lots and lots of black gold. Tons of it, in fact. So, but now what they don't have is a quarterback, maybe. And what does this do to the kid? What does it do to his draft stock? Like I said, I woke up this morning and Brendan Sorsby was a top 10 pick on CBS Sports. He was. And now we're talking about the kid having a gambling addiction and now being investigated. And God knows what that means. Apparently he did bet when he was at Indiana. Does that mean he's suspended? I mean, I don't know where this goes, but I know it ain't good. And I know if I'm Sellers and Campbell and I'm sitting there saying, oh my God, what are we going to do? This was the same day I heard his lawyers today filed to get the $1 million that he owes to Cincinnati, Sorsby, because of the transfer and breaking his contract thrown out. It's like everything is blowing up in the kid's face. And it's happening a year before the NFL draft. Speaking of the NFL draft, okay? Fun, exciting, but it really proved to me how weird things are nowadays in the world of just player evaluation. And I guess it's really always been that way. Oh, I do want to tell you, see that little QR code in the corner right there? If you scan that, that's for Show Pony University. Starting May 6th at 8 p.m. If you want to learn how to be on the radio, if you are just like, how do I do this? How do I be a podcaster? How do I talk about sports? How do I develop a show? How do I have organization? How do I interview people? How do I have confidence? I'm going to do a 4-week course. We're going to take as much time as we need doing the courses, answer all the questions Wednesday night starting May 6th. And I think I got a link there in the bottom in the deal, but just scan the QR code and it'll take you right to it. It's like $399, but think about that. It's $100 a week per class. And I'm going to give you education that simply they don't get. Like, you could spend 60 grand at one of these massive universities, swear to God, and you will not get what you're going to get from these 4 weeks. I promise you. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I've been on the radio for a long, long, long time now with Sirius XM, and I had to be coach. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. That's the funny thing. That's why I set this up. And that's why I was talking to Steve Cohen, who used to run Sirius XM the other day, when he was on my, he did an interview with us on Mad Dog Radio. And he's just like, we don't teach kids the actual broadcasting. We teach them broadcast theory. We teach them, about the equipment and how things work, but the actual skill set of how to host a show and actually carry the load is a lost art form. And now everybody's got a damn podcast. Everybody opens their mouth on radio and the education, the broadcast nuance has been lost. But if you want to separate yourself and make yourself great, I can teach you how to do that. And just go to showponymedia.com and click on Show Pony University for all the details. But if you just want to sign up, go ahead and click on that QR code there in the upper right-hand corner. I would love that. We're going to have limited slots. I got a couple people signed up already for May 6th. I want to get to like 8, something like that. So you still got some time to do it. All right. Let's talk about the NFL draft. 1 year ago. So I just did a little study, okay? And it was really something that I did easy. But I got my master's degree. I bring that up all the time. I got my master's degree from Alabama. I'm very proud of it. And I kind of like now, studying. I kind of like research and stuff like that. So this is very, very simple, basic research. But I thought it was interesting. So 1 year ago at this time, 1 year ago at this time, which is kind of incredible when you actually think about it. But Pro Football Focus, and everybody respects Pro Football Focus. People love Pro Football Focus. People go nuts for Pro Football Focus. They trust their evaluations and all that stuff. Pro Football Focus 1 year ago, they did one of those way too early 2026 NFL drafts. Check this out, okay? They had six quarterbacks going in the first round of this NFL draft that just completed. 6 of them. They had Arch Manning going number 2 to the Browns. We know Arch stayed at Texas. He needs some more seasoning, even though he played beautifully as the season went on last year. Now, here's what's kind of funny. And I mentioned there's 6 of them. Cade Klubnik is one of them. Cade Klubnik, and this is wild. Cade Klubnik projected in the draft by Pro Football Focus 1 year ago to go number 4 overall to the New York Jets. Now, we know he got drafted not number 4, but he got drafted in the 4th round, didn't he? Oh, yeah. And who did he get drafted by? The New York Jets. They got their guy. Darren Moji, however the hell you say his name, he talked about it. All the teams have the press conferences, post-draft picks, and here's what he had to say. Maybe. Are you going to work? Are you working? Is it working? No. I don't know what's happening. I thought it was going to work beautifully right there. All right, maybe not. Let's get rid of you. Okay, you're not going to work. If it did work, then I didn't hear it. I have no idea what was going on. But we'll try that again a little bit later on. But anyway, when you think about the New York Jets, when you think about that team, and they have been absolutely just miserable and rudderless, right? They've been a freaking disaster. They have struggled. They've had issues. Actually, let me try this video clip again. We're going to work through the kinks here together. Okay? Is it going to work? Maybe. Nope. All right. Screw it. All right. Let's go back to me. So, anyway, the New York Jets, I thought they did a pretty nice job in the draft this year. This is a team to me that if Cade Klubnik will have a chance, he'll come in there and they're not good at the quarterback position right now. So he's going to have himself a chance. I don't think there's any question about that. But the thing about it is, that's amazing to me, is that the Jets, they went out there and they got Bailey. They went out there and they got some nice players. I think they're probably lining up to be the number one team next year that gets Arch Manning. I don't think they're going to be very good right away. But we all remember what happened with Eli Manning and Archie and the whole thing. They did not want to be San Diego Chargers. And I can see the Manning family saying, screw the New York Jets. It is not an option. It is not going to happen. We are not doing it. That franchise sucks, but it is non-competitive. It's not good. Not going to happen. Not going to do the New York Jets. And I totally understand that. I wouldn't want to do the New York Jets either, for that matter. But I think they've kind of put themselves in a position, and I think Muji has done a nice job, especially with this draft, of building out a roster that, Arch Manning's going to say they got weapons. They've drafted wide receivers. Their defense looks competitive. It looks like the Jets have gotten their damn life together, in theory. So, but it's kind of wild. Cade Klubnik ends up going to the team that Pro Football Focus had projected for his ass. But instead of going number 4, he went in the 4th round. Now, let me get back to my list here. You got Cade Klubnik and the Jets going at number 4. Number 5, they have Garrett Nussmeier going to the Saints for Pro Football Focus. Guy got drafted in the 7th round. And I know that he's got injury issues. I understand that. But you talk about a guy that's just been given a bad damn break. You talk about a guy that he got caught up in all the Brian Kelly nonsense. He got caught up in all the bull crap. LSU was a disaster last year, and Nussmeier was hurt. This was a kid. He's got all the intangibles. He's the son of a coach. He checks every box. He's a good kid. I've met him a couple times. He gives glory to God. Everything's with purpose. And all of a sudden, this guy goes from a projected, and I saw mocks a year ago, let's be honest, that had him number 1. But this one I looked at, Pro Football Focus, had him number 5. The guy dropped to the damn 7th round. The other quarterbacks here, Sam Levitt, they had going number 8. Drew Aller, number 14. Lenora Sellers, who stayed at South Carolina, number 26. So Drew Aller, here's what's interesting. And maybe my little audio clip will work this time. Maybe. I don't know. But Drew Aller, in this mock, number 14, they had him going. They had him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He ends up going to the Steelers in the 3rd round. The quarterback coach, Tom Arth, talked about it. Hopefully this works. Here's what he said. I messed with this damn thing over and over and over again before I went on the show. I did it like 15 times. I'm like, this is going to work. It's going to be outstanding. And these clips played every single time. Every single time they played. Now, screwing me. I'm going to try it one more time. Let's see. No, I'm going to have to figure this out. This is absurd. I don't get it. Every single time, dude. Every single time I try to do this earlier, it worked fine. I had them all cut up. It was fantastic. Whatever. Screw you. I'm done with these clips. All right, we'll try it tomorrow with the clip deal. Anyway, so how messed up is that? The whole point of this is I'm trying to tinker and figure out how to. I've done radio for 20 years. This is my first time doing a live podcast where I'm doing my own sound effects and trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. I know, like, it's some of the crap I'm going to have to figure out. I know I'm 43 years old. I can be a little bit of an idiot. Get the hell out of me. I understand. No doubt about it. Gong my ass. But how about that? You had the Browns, the Jets, the Saints, the Colts, the Steelers, and the Rams. And every one of them had a first-round pick, according to Pro Football Focus, taking a quarterback. Every one of them. Every single one of them. Guess what happened? 2 quarterbacks got drafted. One of them, Fernando Mendoza, went number 1. Did I mention his name once? I just told you. The 6 quarterbacks, Pro Football Focus. Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, Sam Levitt, Drew Aller, Lenora Sellers. Ty Simpson went 13. He wasn't mentioned either. Just goes to show you what development can do. Fernando went to the right place. He had an incredible supporting cast. Great running game. Hemby and Kalon Black. He had Omar Cooper and Charlie Becker. I mean, Indiana just had guys that wanted to play football. They loved each other. They played as a team. They were just impressive. I watched them in the Rose Bowl. They beat the living piss out of Alabama. It was embarrassing. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there watching it with my own eyes, and I'm like, how is this actually possible? It's like they switched uniforms. But Fernando dazzled, and he did it with a smile on his face. He goes number 1. Ty goes 13. Now, Ty Simpson, to me, here's why people fell in love with him. Kid's an incredible kid. He's got a good arm. And yeah, you can say he panicked at times and he looked bad in the Rose Bowl. But you know what? Would Fernando Mendoza have looked great if he had no run game? Let me ask you that question. Pat Coogan now is a Tennessee Titan, the center. He won MVP in the Rose Bowl. And Fernando was great. And he had the back shoulder throw that he hit over and over against Miami. He rose up and he became the guy. There's no doubt about it, right? He showed that killer instinct. We wonder, is he too much howdy doody? Is he too much Mr. Nice Guy? And he's not. He's got that killer instinct. He showed it against Miami when it matters. He did, and it's beautiful, and it's fantastic, and we love it. But Ty Simpson's a guy, you know, would Fernando have had the season if he had a Ty Simpson kind of offense around him? An offensive line that never developed, even though they had Caden Proctor, even though, by the way, this mock draft, I told you the Browns, they had Arch number 2. Caden Proctor was number 1 in the mock draft. One of the worst offensive lines, one of the worst running offensive lines we've seen. Probably the worst offensive line in at least modern Alabama history. I mean, at least comparable to some of the crap we saw with Mike Shula. It's kind of wild. Anyway, showponymedia.com. Would love for you guys to get inside with me. Go subscribe. I got my newsletter. Subscribe for free. And then we got the premium stuff where you can look inside my life and my bizarre ass brain and some of the things I can't say on the radio, all that kind of stuff. Showponymedia.com. Oh, and we got some new merchandise. If you go on the page, if you go to showponymedia.com, there's a shop right there at the top. You click that link. I just created this new t-shirt. It's got the Show Pony University. It's got a caricature of me, the whole thing. I think it's pretty damn cool. I just ordered one myself yesterday so I could wear it around. But showponymedia.com, click on shop. You can get the latest Show Pony, Chris Childers merchandise. And this is driving New Heisel freaking crazy. He hates the fact that I've got like t-shirts and I'm using Get Yourself Together. And he's like, you owe royalties to Homer Smith and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I get it, Richard. Homer's the man. He gave us the Get Yourself Together bit. It's beautiful. But you know what? We've used it for how many years now on the radio? I'm going to run with it. By the way, full ride. It's been a lot of fun. We've been talking about baseball and softball. We've been coming off the draft. Rick and the Renegades, they've lost 2 in a row. Kind of weird. You know, he was really stoked after the first 3 weeks of the season. He was so damn fired up. I mean, he was the hottest thing going in the planet. They were 3-0, and he kind of had a little, I mean, they were full. They were like the runaway train, man. They were full steam ahead. And then all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks sliding away like a Paul Simon song. They've got, now here's the funny thing too. The upcoming this week, they're playing DC Defenders. That's where our entire staff is, in DC. So Allie's going to be there, and Olivia is going to be there, and Olivia's husband, Hunter, is going to be there, and her dad, the great Sal Barenko, is going to be there. I believe Jerry Gearing, Allie's dad, Allie's daughter, I don't think can go because of a swim meet. But, I mean, there's going to be Darius, all kinds of stars from SiriusXM College going to show up to watch his ass. He better not lose 3 in a row. The pressure's on, Richard. The pressure is on. Carson Beck, to me, speaking of the draft and the fact that he was not on this list either, the Pro Football Focus mock draft way too early from a year ago. But you know what's funny about it? You know what's messed up about it? He would have been 2 years ago. That's how, and my whole point of this, there were 6 quarterbacks listed a year ago in the first round. 2 got picked. It was considered an awful quarterback draft. Carson Beck 2 years ago was considered a potential number 1 pick. And then going to Miami, his draft stock went backward. And now he got picked where in the draft? I forget where he went, but he's going, 3rd round, I think it was, to the Arizona Cardinals. He gets to step in. I love this. For Carson Beck, it actually may have worked out the best possible way. Because he's going to get, of all the guys, even, sooner than Fernando Mendoza and especially Ty Simpson because of Matt Stafford, you could have Carson Beck step in and immediately, and I'm talking immediately, play. That could happen overnight. I mean, their quarterback room blows. It's trash. They got nothing. So he could come in, and you know why the Cardinals picked him. And remember, they got Jeremiah Love, number 3. So he's got a big bull, workhorse, shifty, also can go north-south. I mean, Jeremiah Love he's a Pro Bowler. I mean, he's going to be a star. But Carson Beck's played so much football. 2 years ago, he was considered a top 10 pick. Then last year, not so good. And then this past year, redeemed himself and played himself into the 3rd round. He's been like a yo-yo. Carson Beck has been a freaking yo-yo. Which is all good because you know what? Now he has a chance to step into Arizona with Kyler Murray gone and start immediately. Works out pretty damn good. Works out pretty good in his favor. And I think Carson Beck, he started 2 years at Georgia. He started a year at Miami. In this league, how many times do you see them put in rookies? Whether it be a Mitch Trubisky or whoever, they've played a year of football and they just can't handle it. And the general manager, what's his name? Monty Osford of the Arizona Cardinals. He even said this. He said, listen, this kid has played in big environments. He's played in big games. He's played against the best players in the country. He's played in the SEC. He can come in immediately and help us. And Jeremiah Love can come in immediately and help you. That's a pretty good deal. But isn't that insane? A year ago, 6 quarterbacks. 6 quarterbacks were projected to go in the first round. 2 ended up going. Shows you how inexact a science it is. And I think it's all fit. I do. I will go back to this. I will preach this to the day I die. I wish it would be on every football manual, every program, everything. Like, start your day thinking about this, because education at the quarterback position is everything. It's freaking everything. Go back to the Sam Darnold, what he said at media days at the Super Bowl. Sam Darnold got drafted by the Jets. He went to the Carolina Panthers, and then he ended up a backup for the 49ers. Sam Darnold was a beautiful golden boy, California, just gazelle, stud, handcrafted quarterback monument out of USC. But the Jets changed coordinators. The Jets changed coaches. Their offensive line sucked. He never actually was coached. He was never developed. Then he goes to Carolina. They're a flaming pile of crap at the time. Sam Darnold said, I did not learn how to read a defense until I was in San Francisco behind Brock Purdy. He was in the league already for 5 years at that point. He was wasted for 5 years because the teams that he went to, the flaming piles of feces that he went to, those teams did not develop him. And how many quarterbacks, how many dreams, how many guys with arm talent have gone to places where they just pissed away that kid's talent? And it was on the franchise. It was on the team. It wasn't on the kid. It wasn't on the kid. So I hope for Carson back, and I thought he got a raw deal at Georgia. But he redeemed himself at Miami, and he played wonderfully in the playoff. I hope Carson Beck gets a chance to succeed at Arizona. All right, so you guys can comment. I have the little comment box up. See? I can show you things. Like Coleman Rhodes said, you tell him. And then David, look at Gummy Dave. What's going on, pal? The Beverly Hillbillies. What's going on, Dave? Look at you. Thank you for watching, Dave. That makes me feel good. Because, Dave, I'm experimenting with all this crap. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I got to do something. Utilities and rents and everything, groceries and gas are higher. Our salaries don't go any higher. Radio, as you might know, is not having the kind of, boom that it did 5-10 years ago. So we got to figure it out any way we can. But, hey, go to the showponymedia.com and subscribe. Subscribe to my deal. It's free. If you want to subscribe for the premium, that's fine. But I post a ton of stuff up there. Inside looks, college football and college sports. Just go to showponymedia.com. So let's talk about our buddy Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia, not drafted. Diego Pavia, 7 rounds, come and go. Not picked. And I love Diego. I voted for Diego Pavia for the Heisman Trophy. I did. Okay? Hate me. Get mad at me. I voted for him over Fernando Mendoza. I just think if you transform Vanderbilt, you want to talk about piles of fecal matter. You want to talk about massive steaming piles of excrement. You ever seen Vanderbilt athletics in the last 20, 30, 40, forever years before the last couple? Excuse me. Trash, garbage, if you will. Absolute freaking garbage. I mean, they sucked. They were terrible. But now, check them out, man. They're crushing it. And Diego Pavia was right at the center of it. He is the reason they are having success. He is the reason. He was the guy that came in with, the little train that could and he crushed it, man. He was so damn good. And every time, he changed Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt kind of became cool. People in Nashville didn't give a damn forever, and he made them cool. But he doesn't get drafted. See, now he's with the Ravens. He'll get a tryout. That doesn't work out. I guess the Winnipeg Bombers have his CFL rights. Maybe he ends up with Neuheisel in the NFL or the USF or the UFL is what it's called. God only knows. But for Diego Pavia, the kid's had a giant chip on his shoulder his entire life because of his size and probably his attitude. Out of JUCO, under-recruited. New Mexico State, under-recruited. All these places, man. Under-recruited, underappreciated, sold. I mean, everybody, the guy that you can't do this goes from New Mexico State to Vanderbilt. Nobody thinks he's going to set the world on fire. He does. Last year, he finished second for the Heisman Trophy. Is he a bitch? Yes. Does he have an attitude problem? Yes. Would I like to smack him across the face and tell him to get his head out of his ass because he's blowing a golden opportunity in his life? Absolutely. But he did not. The reason he did not get picked, I know everybody's been high and mighty today. Oh, you can't be a jerk and have success. Oh, the NFL. The NFL taught him a lesson. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. Nonsense. You know what taught him a lesson? His little ass size and his weaker arm. He throws the football fine. It's not great. He's not super accurate. The guy's an athlete. Get him out in space, let him run around, let him improvise. But is that going to work in the NFL? Maybe, maybe not. But the NFL is betting on not. That's why he didn't get picked. This is not a moral thing. This is not a righteous thing. This isn't, Diego Pavia is such a bitch. And he talked trash about Fernando Mendoza. And so they didn't pick him and they taught him a lesson. Nonsense. If that kid was a couple inches taller or a lot of inches taller, if that kid had the skill set and checked the intangibles the NFL is looking for, they would have taken him in the first 10 picks, and I don't care what came out of his mouth. There's no doubt he's got a chip on his shoulder. And you know what? Diego Pavia wouldn't be who he is without it. Period. He wouldn't. He would not be who he is without it. And I think the Ravens is the perfect place for him to go. The Ravens is the perfect place for him to go. You got Lamar Jackson, who's a little bit undersized. You know damn well that Lamar Jackson is, he's got the legs, he's got the everything. Lamar Jackson's a stud. He's an athletic guy. And Pavia is that kind of guy that if, worse came to worse, I could see him being an admirable backup. But he's going to come in, Rick contain Pavia. He's going to come in with a massive chip on his shoulder. Will he get anywhere? I don't know. Should he have probably behaved himself better? Yeah, he should have. He embarrassed himself just as a human being. You don't walk around and talk crap about other people. Like he went to the bottle service party after the Heisman Trophy, and there was a sign. The girl was, with the provocative, with her things hanging out and all that, with the sign that said F Indiana. Fill out the F, right? And it was a whole scene. And he said, the voters will regret this and they got it wrong. I mean, there's no grace in him, but it's not why he didn't get picked. Diego Pavia is not in the NFL because he is my size. He's tiny. He's itty bitty. And itty bitty typically does not translate to having success in this league. So that's why he didn't get picked. It's really that simple. Did you happen to see? And this is one of the most incredible things maybe ever. Yeah. So check out this from Instagram via our buddy, Miss Jordan Hudson. See this? Jordan Hudson on the Insta types roses up for Bill the WAG. She's got an engagement ring, which maybe that's telling us something. 3 roses and, one of those, whatever the hell they're doing there. Jordan Hudson apparently is a really talented cheerleader. I guess she's on this elite squad that wins national titles. And, Jordan Hudson is like 25, 26. Bill Belichick, 74. They've been dating. It's been widely talked about. It's driven me nuts. It really has. It's actually made me insane what's going on with Belichick and Hudson. But look at this. This is unbelievable. So you see what he's wearing? He's got the team hat on. The 3 roses with in their puffy, palmy roses. And he's got the code black. He is full on WAG. This was the guy that was don't go home for Christmas. If your grandma's dying, So be it. You're not leaving. The Patriot way. And now look at this. North Carolina's paying $10 million a year for a 74-year-old man who's dressing up at cheerleading competitions, wearing the outfit, looking like a supportive grandfather. I mean, what are we doing? And if you're Carolina and Steve Newmark, the incoming athletic director, you're paying a lot of money for this. As he's just gallivanting around and doing his thing. Allie's there. Hi, Ava. Oh, she told me I'm doing good. Thank you, Ava. That's Allie's daughter. Now, Allie told me that Ava, like we've been on the radio now on college sports radio for a long time. And like 10, 11, like with together, like Allie and I. And Ava is like, yeah, that's fine. Cool. You're on Sirius XM. But now that I'm on YouTube and I had Allie on as a guest last week, she freaked out about it. She thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Got another comment here. Yeah, thank you. I'll be doing this. I think I did it at 6:30 tonight, Central, 7:30 Eastern. Maybe I'll do it at 6 Central tomorrow, 7 Eastern. I got a little antsy. The extra 30 minutes made me a little antsy. So I think I'm going to try every night from now on, like Monday through Friday, to do this around, right around 6 o'clock Central, 7 Eastern time. Oh, I got this. I was telling you about Show Pony University in the cohort. Check this out. You see that? You like that? Big graphic. So again, that little the QR code, that's how you can sign up for Show Pony University. It's $399. It's 4 weeks. It's $100 a week. To me, it's like a super incredible value, because if you have never, like, if you want to be a podcaster, a sports media person, or any of those things, and you're just like, what the hell do? I don't know how to organize. I don't know how to interview. I don't know how to keep an audience. I don't know how to do any of that. I can help you. I've done this for over 20 years. And we're going to break it down. We're going to answer questions. We're going to use examples from my shows, other shows on Sirius XM. It's going to be awesome. So check it out. Sign up. Go to showponymedia.com and you'll see in the top, it'll say Show Pony University. Plus, I think I have a link below. Just click on that. But again, I keep forgetting I have the damn QR code. So just click the QR code, sign up there. We're going to start May 6th at 8 p.m. every Wednesday night, and we're going to teach you how to do this stuff. We're going to teach you how to sound interesting. We got a couple people signed up. I want to keep it to like 8. So we still have a few spots open if you want to get involved. I wanted to leave the show today, and I'm really pissed my videos didn't work. I tried so hard. Can I try one more just to see? Just to see if this will do anything? See, that's not even showing up now. I don't know what's going on. It's a whole situation. See, I have this Jets video. Oh, no, which one is this? This is the Arizona Cardinals, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Let's see what he does. Are you talking? If that's working, I don't see it. And that's the wrong video. Whatever. To hell with this program. I'll figure it out. I promise you I will be better. I will be better in days to come. But I wanted to leave you with this. Allie said this was the most Show Pony story in the history of the world. Yeah, John Wolf, I get it. He says, get yourself together. John, I thought I did. I thought I did, bro. Like, I tested the video clips, and I spent a lot of time editing them and the whole thing, and I thought I had it ready to go. I thought I just had to click the damn thing. It was going to play. I copied them. It was a whole situation. I don't know what went wrong. Clearly, I'm a moron. I need some help in that department. All right, check this out. So, Allie sent this to me today during the show. Ta-da! The Oregon football team, a once-in-a-lifetime experience awaits the Ducks in Tokyo. Learn more about the Tokyo Oregon Football Showcase happening June 25th, 26th. They're going over there to teach 7-on-7. And they're going over there, I guarantee you, to have the Japanese fall in love with the duck. That's what this is. That's what this is. I have a love for Japanese culture. I have become kind of obsessed with Japanese culture. Rick's joked with me a lot because I watch a lot of Japanese baseball and I watch these videos on YouTube like Don Quixote. In fact, I have found a picture of Don Quixote. Where the hell is it? Is this it? No, that's my Japan. That's the Tokyo picture. See Shohei's up there? Where's Don Quixote? Double get yourself together. I really need to get myself organized. I thought I had that loaded to go. I had a whole picture of Don Quixote, which is this like Japanese store that sells everything. Like think of everything, beauty goods, food, electronics, everything. They got it there. And they got a fancy little song. Anyway, they're going to Tokyo. I think it's the coolest thing ever. And this is just another way to grow the damn game. Go 7-on-7s, man. Flag football. It's good. And I'm telling you, the duck, we know how much people love it here. The Japanese go nuts for characters. And that one's going to send them overboard. Trust me. All right. ShowPonyMedia.com. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 Central Time. It's been a blast. Thank you very much. By tomorrow, I pray to God I've got the video stuff figured out. But thank you for joining me on Show Pony Live. Supposed to go away. Did I go away? Nope.